up on Spanish Town bypass. Then this a traffic here for about 25 minutes. Look what cause it. Lord, I don't know what go on with this a truck here right I say no man. See? I don't know what truck on what this you know. Jacko! Chocolate rascal. Chuck on this a police vehicle here.
The service vehicle on the road, it move out of the road.
Service vehicle and trailer. See that? And car. Bombona. NN058. NN058 right off. Jano. Bag of thing a go on out of police. Bag of thing a go on.
Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. That video that you just saw is of an accident that took place on a main thoroughfare. Apparently, the Popo, specifically CTOC, was on some sorts of mission, and apparently somebody did not have the right of way, or somebody did something wrong, and it caused an accident where you saw it involve a trailer, a Popo service vehicle amongst other vehicles. So call it multi-vehicle collision. Based on information that I got, see that the Popo was in some sorts of hurry, don't know where they were going. Like them say, people, haste sometimes make waste if it is not done properly. Now I understand the Popo emergency vehicle, sometimes them get a call, them have to rush out, so therefore them a press pedal to the metal. However, everything that you do has to be strategized. And I understand that sometimes you have to blaze, but you need to have those sirens on. You need to give persons indication that, listen, I am on some sort of mission, so therefore may I blaze. Because what we saw is an incident in which persons could have lost their life. Luckily, nobody was taken out, and the video that you see playing in the background when I'm talking about this subject or topic is of that same incident in which we saw the Popo's face. We could clearly see CTOC written on the side of the vehicle, on the back of the vehicle, and also the license plate. Now here's my experience with the Popo, so therefore I can talk firsthand. I was just going about my business one day on Constant Spring Road. Apparently, the Popo was on some sorts of mission. It was in the peak hours, and you know, Constant Spring Road is one of those roads where it is bumper to bumper. So the Popo decided that they were going to drive on the opposite side of the road against the grain, the opposite side of the traffic. I happened to be in that traffic. The Popo in some sorts of Jeep, them have the 16 or whatever machine gun them have. The police come right in front of me, which was shocking to me. I was caught off guard, shock and awe. Him there right in front of me there in my lane, going about my lawful business. The police point the gun in my face from the Jeep and I tell me to move. I point the gun indicating move out of the way. Now people, let me ask you a question. Had that tool gone off, what do you think you would have heard? You would have heard say, them a chase down some sorts of gunman, I'ma pull out some sorts of tool, and them take evasive action and call me up. They would refuse to give me any sorts of justice. They would rather lie like they have done on several occasions. Again, this is my disclaimer. You have good Popo, you have bad Popo. However, the system is woefully inept. It is very flawed. They would rather take you away and then lie upon you just not to pay you, just for you not to sue them, just for them not to end up in the big yard. Some just say, there's a next incident and people, I don't know the details because I was not there before or after, but me just say, when you're going to be in any sort of emergency situation, even if you are the emergency vehicle, POPO or CTOC, you still have to be cautious. You can't just tell yourself, say, because you have on the siren, and sometimes they don't even have on this siren, that people will just get the FUCK out of the way. You are going to be right all the time, because we see, this is a perfect example. What could happen when you are not cautious, being some sorts of emergency vehicle or some sorts of POPO, CTOC, etc., etc., etc. Point blank and period.
My thoughts and prayers are with the families who lost their loved ones and with those who are now fighting for their lives. I'm urging anyone who saw or heard anything to come forward and assist the police in their investigation. It is only by working together that we can bring those responsible to justice and to restore peace to our streets. And I urge community groups, churches, and local leaders to unite in addressing this ongoing violence. This is a painful and a traumatic time for our community, but we will not let violence define us. Now, more than ever, we must support each other, stand together, and reject this kind of terror. I'm committed to working with the authorities and offering my full support to the families affected by this tragedy. Together, we will ensure that justice is served.
So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called the hypocrisy, the corruption and the double standard that exists in Jamaica when it comes to crime fighting. A couple of days ago, about 5 persons lost their life, 5 persons to be specific. 2 others were conned up in a rock fort in a place called Pleasant Heights. That is the MP or the politician for the area, Philip Paulwell, that is speaking in this video. And what you hear is him calling for unity, calling for the residents to support each other, calling for the residents to give information so that they can solve this crime. Well, people, the fact that most of the persons that lose their life were said to be sons, family of Dons, at least 2 Dons and at least 2 of their Kumbolo. There is not much sympathy. There was not really any sorts of sympathy party for them. Had there been any sorts of innocent life loss, condolences to the family. So we hear this MP coming out and doing his PR stunts, doing what he's supposed to do as a member of parliament or politician for that specific area, showing concern. What most persons have a problem with is it sounded very hypocritical and based on the fact that when he was supposed to give information as it pertains to his baby mother and his BLOOD, his child, he was mum, he was not saying anything. He was not doing anything pro or con to help the case. He was more sabotaging the case because I knew and everybody knew that he had information that could have aided and assisted the POPO, the investigators. So people are saying now, when you had the opportunity, you did not say anything. You kept your mouth shut. And your life was not in jeopardy. So how is it that you're expecting these people that live in a volatile community in which a lot of time the POPO are taking the news from one side and bringing it to the next side? So therefore, persons do not trust the police based on the relationship that they have had in the past and present. So you're asking these people now to do their civic duty. And when you had the opportunity where it affected you directly, it was your baby mother, even if you split up, the fact that your child was involved, the fact that that little girl needed justice. What did you do? Did you do everything that you should have done? Did you do your civic duty? So how is it now? Now that these people, mostly people in the volatile community, lose their life. Whenever there's any sorts of high-profile case, don't you see Everybody silent. Nobody is saying anything. The popo, even it seems as if they do not investigate high-profile cases as it pertains to rich people, politicians, people in the body club. So the people must say, this is hypocrisy, this is corruption, this is double standard in its worstest form. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Dr. Blake, Commissioner, Dr. Horace Chang, Security Minister, Justice Minister, where are you? I am speaking about an incident that took place in a place called Hazard Drive, that is in Maypen, where it is said that the Popo stopped a Probox YTB specific vehicle along the Bustamante Highway in a Clarendon. They signaled them to stop. Apparently, they got some information, some intelligence that that vehicle might have some occupants that might be wanted. It is kind of conflicting. They said 3, they said 5. Different reports, different amount of people. So anyways, they stopped the vehicle. Basically, the man them sped off. Some sorts of pipe out. End up at a place named Hazard Drive, which is in Maypen. Now people, based on what the Popo said, the 3 persons that they caught, 3 persons that lost their life, taken to the hospital, Turco Rush, lost their life, succumbed to their injuries from all sorts of all up 9mm 4 to the 5th rate to the T. They are all persons of interest involved in a cherry tree lane, involved in a next pipe up, involving some sorts of baby mother, DEATH drama. So when we hear that, we say, all right, based on what is going on in Jamaica, it is good. No sorts of sympathy party. If you want it, if you live by the GUN, then surely you should go by the GUN also. However, based on information that I got and that I did on my next channel, Jamaica Dancehall Source, I showed you video of the vehicle. And people, this is exactly what the vehicle looked like. And this is exactly what is going on some sorts of crime scene. You would have thought that the Popo would have secured the crime scene since them claims say gunman, since them claims say they might have recovered all sorts of tool. So people, you see the video. You see the people that are around the crime scene. You see the people that are looking into the vehicle, touching up the vehicle, fingerprints, pretty much corrupting the crime scene right now as I speak on the video. You notice there was an obvious absence of the Popo. Now I understand that the police might have been chasing these suspects, these gunmen, these killers. So therefore that would have been their priority. But we never saw them come back, and people, I don't know the time frame when this happened, but me just say, in a crime scene, you secure the vehicle. You take fingerprints, you take evidence from it in case you have to go to court. You don't fumble the case like they've done in many instances. But we could clearly see or not see any sorts of Popo. I also show the next video with the 2 or 2 of the suspect, 2 of the 3 or 2 of the 5. It is conflicting. This is the video playing on the screen right here. You see 2 young men, one in a shorts and one in a pants. It is said that the one in the pants lost his life. He was probably the suspect. Yes, that next one in the shorts, he escaped. So people, 5 turn 3, 3 turn 2, and I am going to explain why I say that. The Popo located one of those 2 persons, the person in the pants, he was taken away, Turco Rush to the hospital, like me say. However, the 3rd person that they held is a youth named Runkus. Runkus is from country. Runkus don't really know the town setting. Based on the information that I am getting from credible source, you see me show the video. You see me show the CCTV ring alarm footage. So obviously, I am getting information from inside source. It is said that when Runkus heard the pipe up, he was in his hoodie. When Runkus was approached by the Popo that were on the mission, and he was asked what is he doing at the era. Based on how he looked, based on how he had that hoodie over his head, the Popo assumed that he was a part of the 3 or the 5. People, there's a thing that is called whenever you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. That is the spelling right there. It seems as if the Popo were not satisfied with his answer, and the Popo sent him to the afterlife, allegedly. Now, people, when we hear stuff like this, we understand that Jamaica is a very dangerous place, and we understand that desperate times calls for desperate measure. And I've even seen person at the comment section saying that it is collateral damage, casualty of war, rete, lele. Yes, it is easy to say when you want changes and it is not your family member. So just imagine it is your son, your daughter, your father, your husband, your wife, whoever that lost their life because of mistaken identity, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Would you say the same stuff? You cannot be that foolish or that desperate that you want innocent people to DIE just to get some people that are doing all sorts of wrong. If it was you, what would you say? How would you feel? People, at the end of the day, what we want is justice. And we want justice to be executed. Executed being the operative word, correctly. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the St. Catherine Nard Popo are in celebratory mode based on the fact that they found a new car stealing ring in that vicinity. Apparently somebody stole a Honda Fit and that vehicle had some sorts of tracker. The tracker was traced and it went to a location. When they went to the location, them bingo, they saw all sorts of scrap vehicle, you name it, it was there, high end and low end. They held on to a couple of purses and them said to themselves, well, it seems as if we've solved one of the sets of group that are out here stealing purses, property, vehicle at an alarming rate. Now, people, if you did not know, and if you're not a victim or know somebody that's been a victim of car theft, then you're probably not living in a Jamaica or your friend them now and tell you or divulge information. These little young youths in a Jamaica, them thief, they would thief milk out of coffee, them thief anything them can see, especially hot vehicle, Honda, Toyota, IS van, you name it, them are thief. They are equal opportunity, 2-foot post and hyena. The thing that I heard the SSP said is that we have unraveled some sorts of car stealing ring. So I said to myself, hold on a minute. Them not realize that the whole nation, every parish, 14 or so parishes, is a part of the ring. You could just simply go to any sorts of parts dealer, not the birds and them, not the reputable ones. I am speaking about these little mama and papa parts store that you see on every corner, every crevice in a Jamaica. Just look at the parts that they have. No sorts of damage. It's not as if them get some sorts of fender, some sorts of bumper, some sorts of door, whatever, and beat it back out and then is selling it. These are all not new, but used parts that were taken off from people's vehicle. Most of them are not in any sort of crash vehicle in which the insurance company write it off. These are parts in which persons go out indiscriminately and tear off a people's vehicle and take to these people that is willing to buy it because they know say it is a high profit margin. And not only are these places out there in plain view, numerous, all over the place, infested, it is also the problem at the tax office in which people can thief your vehicle, them can swap the VIN number, and they have persons working at the tax office in the motor vehicle administration that are willing to register these vehicles, give you title and everything at your desire for the right price. people, when it comes to Jamaica, Jamaica is pretty much FUCK. With the new breed of young girls, young men that are coming out, they are nothing but criminals. They want everything yesterday. They want everything the easy way. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but based on what I am seeing on social media, with these young girls that are doing anything and everything for money, and these new social media influencers and all these thieves, my prediction is that Jamaica is going to be the worst place on planet Earth, based on the lack of morals, based on the lack of thiefedness that is going on in our country. If I am wrong, I am strong. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.